Welcome. Today we're going to talk about graphic organizer. But first, let us define what is a graphic organizer. A graphic organizer is or are visual displays of a key content information designed to benefit learners who have difficulty organizing information, according to Fisher and Schoolmaker 1995. Graphic organizers depicts the relationship between the facts, terms, and or ideas within a learning task. So it is referred to as a map because it can help teachers and students map out their ideas in a visual manner. Graphic Organizer also connects contents in a meaningful way to help students gain clearer understanding of the material, as cited in Buck's Central 2003. And also, it helps students maintain the information over time. Students get bombarded with information each lessons, right? And unfortunately, they often can make connections between them. Graphic Organizer will serve as a tool for the students to study and review their informations. There are a lot of graphic organizers, different types of graphic organizers, by the way. Although there are many variations and possible combinations of graphic organizers used in the classroom, most of them fall into four basic categories, namely cyclical organizer, which shows a cycle or a process. The second one is conceptual organizer, shows how main concept supported by facts, evidence, and characteristics. And we also have sequential organizer, which is we consider that this is one of the most easiest since you have that chronological events. You might try to look or use sequential organizer. And the fourth one is hierarchical organizer, which shows how main concept or rotates between the concept and its level. Now let's proceed with the effectiveness and advantages of using graphic organizers as a method. So why do you think they are effective? There are tremendous research out there revealed a various effectiveness of graphic organizers in teaching and learning. According to Alan Fay's theory of dual coding, text and graphic pictures formats are one of the most basic ways to make lessons accessible to most learners. Now, graphic organizers involve graphics to help students understand complex ideas and remember them longer. So graphic organizer really improves learning because you're presenting both text, right? Both text and graphics. So and allows the information to become more accessible for the learners. Now, we also have here graphic organizers organize information into chunks for easier memory and for developing processes. A lot of research shown how graphic organizers became effective. Even more than that, they begin to remember those things for a longer period of time as they associate written to more visual so that they can get the picture of what they are conveying. Graphic organizers build analytical, critical, and creative thinking skills in all academic areas. Of course, graphic organizer requires students to contract responses which targets higher order thinking skills. This is our target, the higher order thinking skills that we want our students to have. We also provide a scaffold approach to keep students on track, and of course reduce information processing demands, and as well as effective tool, and of course it is an effective tools in engaging the students. Now let's proceed with the advantages of using graphic organizers to teachers or instructors. The first one, a reference when presenting a lessons and assisting an interactivity. Graphic organizers is one, it could be a one reference. They can keep you on track as a teachers, help you in interactivity that will ensure that the students are not just getting the concepts but can actually utilize it. Now, graphic organizer also structures lesson notes in a way that makes sense to students, in a way that make the topic relevant to the students. helps in assessing your students' understanding of what they are reading, and as well as observe students' thinking processes on what you taught as a class, a group, or, or independently. Graphic Organizer gives you a window as instructor on a student's thinking process, and you can look at that from a group perspective or an individual perspective. Now, what are the advantages of graphic organizers to the students? It helps in visualizing the general concepts and break it down into specific ideas. Second one, it helps analyze the correlation between two ideas or themes. Enhance understanding when reading and writing. Easily identify the main elements of a composition. Now, graphic organizer widely used in reading. So with this one, they can able to identify the main elements or the main concept or the main ideas of their readings. It also helps evaluate cause and effect, structure their writing projects better, and make it more easier. And of course, determine the validity, relevance, and correlation of evidences, as well as compare and contrast ideas, and implement problem-solving skills, enhance organizational skills, expand their vocabulary, and of course, organize sequences, hierarchies, and patterns. Now, graphic organizer, there are still factors influencing its effectiveness. You as a teacher should consider this one when implementing a graphic organizer. The first one, the grade level. Is your graphic organizer aligned with the level or the grade level, the level of difficulty of your students? Is your graphic organizer point of implementation in line with your objectives? Is graphic organizer aligned with your instructional context? And is your graphic organizer has ECS implementation other than other methods or strategies? You should still consider this one. Next one, learning competencies that can be taught with the use of graphic organizers. So graphic organizers have been applied across a range of curriculum subject areas, such as in science, social studies, language, arts, maths, and many more. Graphic organizers are useful when brainstorming ideas, especially as a part of a group project or a plan. They can also be used in a variety of educational purposes. Once again, if you want to try using graphic organizer as a brainstorming, you may try to explore this one, providing the topic at the center and providing or revolving the information around this topic. Of course, you may try to venture on sequencing events. If your topic needs a sequencing, you might try to venture sequencing or sequential organizer. Of course, you might try to venture the causes and effect. You can use graphic organizer cause and effect. And of course, if you want to, or if your lesson needs a note-taking, a vocabulary knowledge, a comparing contrast, it's widely used Venn diagram. It could still be applied on those competencies. Also, developing concept in detail and relating information to main ideas, you might try to venture this one, providing the topic at the center, the definition, the examples, the characteristic, and some other ideas. And of course, we also have here the concept map. Try to put the information at the center and providing specific ideas or details on the outside. So those are the some of the competencies that can be applied or that graphic organizer can be implemented with. Now, instructional procedures in using graphic organizers. So if you consider graphic organizer implementing that one into your teaching and learning processes, you might be familiar with yourself with the different types of graphic organizer, such as what is the purpose of that specific graphic organizer? Is it really aligned with your objectives? Second one, explain to the students what graphic organizers are and why are they useful in learning. So if you might try to post it on your board or use it in a PowerPoint presentation, and then try to explain to the class, okay class, you are going to fill in the information needed on each box because that is in line with our objectives, and so forth and so forth. Third one, present the specific organizers for a topic. Point out its a subject and organizational framework. So if you're teaching science, most frequently the topic includes metals and nonmetals, acid and bases, compounds and elements. So those are topics that are in needs a competency such as contrasting and comparing. So you might try to consider the use of Venn diagram in those topics. Now you already have the topic such as, let's just say for example acid and base, and you are going to use Venn diagram. The next step is use examples to illustrate the use of some graphic organizers. Now, you might try to present a ready-made illustrations, or it could be you may try to illustrate how to fill in information in those graphic organizers and let the students finish the task or accomplish the learning activities. Next one, assign the graphic organizer as an individual, paired, or group activity. Graphic organizer can be applied as an individual. It can be also used in a paired activities or a group activities. And the last one is review students' work, generate classroom discussion, and effective use of graphic organizer. Do not forget to process the graphic organizer at the end of the lesson. Provide feedbacks for the students' improvement on the graphic organizer. In that way, you can generate classroom discussion and make the students be an active participants of the teaching and learning processes. Now, here's the references I use in this presentation.